By the end of the Warring States period, it had become clear to some, both political leaders and intellectuals, that the only way really to survive this period of ever-increasing warfare was for somebody to win, somebody to take control, some of them to organize the world and bring about peace. In Confucius's time, the Zhou king was not powerful, but no one was quite willing to overthrow the Zhou king. But by the middle of the 3rd century BC, the Zhou king is waned to the point of lacking any kind of power. It's overthrown in, I guess, 256 BCE. And at this point, people are very anxious to know, how do we succeed? How do we win? And a number of thinkers appear that have a solution. I'm going to give you the most philosophical one first, which is a man named Zhou Yan, who's a cosmologist. And Zhou Yan's basic ideas are built around the notion that the cosmos follows predictable patterns and temporal sequences. The cosmos evolves in a certain way. Human society goes this way and that, but it too actually could follow the same patterns of development if rulers understood the cosmos correctly and how it worked. Now there's a larger theory here, cosmic resonance, we'll be getting to later. But let me sort of give you the basic idea. So Zhou Yan says there are cycles of change to the world, and we can figure these cycles out by classifying different categories of things. We'll take the agricultural year, right? There are times when humans need to act in a certain way to be successful. You should plant in the spring, harvest in the fall. If you plant in the fall, you will not have a harvest. So the very idea in agricultural society of trying to fit your actions to the times is a fairly straightforward idea. But Zhou Yan wants to extend this further. He wants to see history as going through cycles, that the Zhou was in part of a cycle and another cycle is beginning to emerge. And the ruler who can understand that cycle and how to act in accord with those times will be the ruler that succeeds in conquering all the other states and unifying them. This was something that was of particular attractiveness to rulers, and he went out to sell his wares. Now, one of the basic ideas he comes up with, and we'll be coming back to it again, is the notion of 5 phases of change. And they have names. There's wood, metal, fire, water, earth. These represent different categories of change. Everything in all domains, human society, the natural world, plant life, animal life, and so on, all has these different phases. You can categorize things accordingly. And it follows for him that to be in accord with the times is to do things that fit that moment. So there's a time to fight, a time to battle, and so on. Now, this goes also hand in hand with the popular phenomena that we've now started to learn about, which are sometimes called yin-yang books or almanacs. And the idea was that at all moments, yin and yang are in cycle of some kind. And to really accord with the times in daily life, and just in the mundane things of the day, you have to follow the cycles of yin and yang. We find them in graves all over the place, I believe, that in which it says day by day, almost hour by hour, how you should act according to the yin-yang cycles of those days. And these apparently people are actually doing this or following this, at least they're acquiring the books and bearing the books with them. Who will succeed the Zhou king now that he's gone? It's the person who knows how to catch time and master time.